Picture this, you're curled up with your TBRs and the frontman from Squid Game walks in and makes you an offer. Let's play a game. Read or regret. Squid Game Season 3 drops June 27th, and instead of rewatching more people get eliminated over honeycomb candy, I ask myself, what if the frontman picked my TBRs for June? Each book, a twisted test. Each theme, a philosophical landmine. Desperation, betrayal, power, loyalty, and guilt. Every page designed to emotionally obliterate me. This isn't just a TBR list. This is psychological warfare in hardcover. So if you're ready to question your morals, cry over fictional drama, and play literary marbles with your sanity, welcome to the shelf examination. Let the games begin. Let's see what the frontman would make me read, and whether I'd survive it. Okay, let's break down the rules of the game, because this isn't vibes-based reading, this is theory-based TBR engineering. We're talking about moral architecture, literary diagnostics, a full psychological audit of my bookshelf, courtesy of a fictional death game manager in a mask. 1. Each book must represent a core pillar of the frontman's worldview. Desperation, betrayal, manipulation, and the trauma of surviving the impossible. If it wouldn't emotionally gut Hwang In-ho or make him nod in silent approval, it's out. 2. Each book must tie in to one of Squid Game's actual events. Red light, green light, marbles, the glass bridge, or tug of war. There has to be some thematic connection, a mirror between the young adult narrative and the moral cost of the game. 3. Every title must come from my existing TBRs. No convenient last-minute additions, no skipping the hard ones. The frontman plays with what you already have. Limited resources, high stakes, no mercy. And 4. Each book must present a personal emotional challenge for me, whether it forces me to question my values or relive the trauma of a beloved character's downfall. The goal is to mirror the emotional minefields faced by the players in the game, without, dying. The final objective, to get through the entire list by the end of June. No skips, no DNFs, no mercy. Think of this as a reading experiment, orchestrated by a man who believes morality is just another game, and I'm the player. If you're still here, you've officially entered the game too. So if twisted TBRs and morally complex reads are your thing, be sure to hit like and subscribe to this channel for more chaos-fueled reading experiments like this one. Who knows what's coming next? First up, the cost of desperation. The game, red light, green light. One wrong move, one twitch of hope, and you're done for. My pick, An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. I haven't read it yet, but from what I heard, it's brutal, unrelenting, and full of the kind of desperation the frontman would read like an equation. Elias and Lyra are caught up in a brutal empire, both driven by wildly different kinds of desperation. Freedom, justice, escape, and the stakes are always life or death. This book allegedly doesn't flinch. It shows how fear carves into love, how trauma shapes loyalty, and how sometimes survival demands the breaking of yourself before the world can. So why would the frontman choose this? He'd choose it because he understands this kind of desperation better than anyone. He'd want you to squirm while asking, what would you sacrifice for freedom? And worse, was it ever truly yours to begin with? This isn't just about survival. It's about what you're willing to become to do it. Next test, loyalty versus survival. The game, tug of war. It's supposed to be about trust, but in Squid Game, the rope becomes a moral fault line. If you fall, someone else climbs. And waiting on my TBR is We Were Liars by Lockhart, which talks about exactly that. It's infamous for its slow unraveling. Love, lies, privilege, and a twist that's supposed to get you sideways. From what I know, it's less battle royale and more psychological landmine. The frontman chooses this because In-ho doesn't flinch, doesn't scream. He watches the truth unravel people from the inside. And in We Were Liars, the truth is the final twist of the knife. He'd relish how the truth breaks you, more than a lie ever could. This isn't emotional damage. This is strategic collapse, where the book itself literally betrays you. Test 3. Strategic cruelty. The game? Marbles. It's one of Squid Game's quietest tests. Soft-spoken. Intimate. Until it isn't. Marvels is about betrayal dressed as tenderness. Trust weaponized. And the Cruel Prince thrives on exactly that. Okay, full transparency. This one's been sitting on my shelf for a while. I've heard all the hype, the chaos, the backstabbing fake politics, but here's the thing. I'm torn. I know most readers love it for June's ruthless rise to power and morally gray war games. Others, not so much. Still, I get the sense this is the kind of world the Frontman would admire. A twisted court, deception as currency, power masked as romance. Where cruelty isn't an accident, it's survival. And the Frontman chooses this because he knows exactly what it means to be shaped by violence. To turn cold because warmth made you weak. He'd see a kindred spirit in June. Someone who wasn't born cruel but forced to become it. So yeah, the Cruel Prince might test my patience, but if it delivers the emotional intimacy of Marvels, the soft devastation, the eye contact before the end, then yeah, maybe it deserves the hype. Test 4. Who deserves to win? The game? Glass stepping stones. A path that looks safe until one wrong step shatters everything. Which brings us to our next pick. One of Us is Lying by McManus. I'm honestly really excited for this one. 5 teens walk into detention. Only 4 walk out. It's marketed like a high school whodunit. Everyone's got secrets. Everyone's got something to lose. And the truth is just another pawn in the games. This makes his list simply because it's his kind of game. Not blood-soaked, but surgically cruel, where your survival depends on how well you lie, who you throw under the bus, and how long you can keep the mask on. He'd call it a character audit. Who's real? Who's fake? Who deserves to make it to the other side? And who was always going to fall? One of Us is Lying probably won't be the goriest test on our list, but in a way it might be the most insidious. Because it asks the question no one wants to say out loud. If someone has to lose, why not them? The final test. Guilt, grief, and the weight of memory. The game? Voting to continue playing, which ties into our final pick, Mockingjay's own vote. The one where Katniss and the surviving victors must decide. Do we do this again? Do we become the very thing we've spent years trying to burn down? Okay, confession time. I've read The Hunger Games and Catching Fire, but not Mockingjay. But I have seen the movie, so I know where it all ends. From what I gather, it's no longer about revolution. It's about what happens after. What happens when the cameras go dark and war stops being cinematic and just becomes grief. Exhausting, guilt-drenched grief. The Frontman chooses this because Mockingjay doesn't ask how you win. It asks what winning costs. And the Frontman, he knows the answer. He's the one left behind to keep the system running. Even after it gutted him, he didn't die in the games. Worse, he lived. And now he's the ghost in the machine. So no, Mockingjay might not be a light read. It probably won't be clean or easy to get through, but maybe that's the point. Because the real test isn't surviving the games, but waking up the next day and realizing the games never really ended. So here's the real question. Will I survive this list, or will these books break me first? Your move, reader. The game began June 1st, so now you know the stakes. 5 books, 5 tests, 1 objective. To get through the entire list by the end of June, no skips, no DNFs, no mercy. Every title a trap, every theme a trapdoor, and the only way out is through. But here's the catch. The games aren't over yet. And next round, you're the architect. Drop your Squid Game TBRs in the comments. 5 books that would emotionally wreck you and make InHope proud. Bonus points if they're already on your shelf. And remember, choose wisely, because once the game starts, there's no stopping.